Hello and welcome to the Hitchhiker's Guide to Star Trek Online. I am Jasko from Sanctuary of Wanderhome, bringing you The Cure. The Cure is made up of a quick space battle, a ground mission, and a space mission to finish it off. When warping in, you'll only need to take care of a few Borg and then it's off to the ground mission. As soon as you teleport down to the planet, you'll be introduced to this instance's special mechanic, a gate and a few transformer nodes. To open the gate, you must activate the first node, which once charged will beam power to the next node awaiting activation. It takes around 10 seconds to activate a transformer node, and any damage will interrupt the activation. A node must run for around 30 seconds before it'll beam its power to the next node in the sequence. Once the entire sequence is successfully activated and powered, the final transformer node will unleash a charge on the nearby gate, thus destroying it. Making your way through the Cure, there are groups of Borg connected to interlink nodes as well as patrols which are easy to AoE, just like in Infected. However, unlike Infected, there is only one node per encounter in most scenarios, and each node is usually hidden behind a rock or a tree out of sight. Remember, you can check your minimap by mousing over icons to help locate the node. On the ground, engineering force fields and cover shields are debuffed and will only last a few seconds, so a team can simply keep backing up to avoid extra damage and being flanked. Don't forget, the team can bind a key to assist their point man in focus fire. Check the video description for a list of macros and useful kits for this instance. Along the path, you'll run into some Klingons inside containment fields. If you release them during a fight with the Borg, they'll assist you in combat and beam out once that group is defeated. Also, there are some deceased infected Klingons you'll need to take DNA samples from along the road to finish your mission. The second time you run into a group of transformer nodes, the Borg will start teleporting in as each node powers up. Also, worker drones will start teleporting in. Worker drones head straight for the transformer nodes, ignoring all combat and attempt to shut down the sequence. Thus, you'll want to kill worker drones first, knocking them down and pushing them away from the nodes. Be aware, once a node is turned on, it also has a progress bar that once filled will automatically shut that node off, losing all your progress. This means you can either muscle through as fast as you can, or attempt to clear some Borg before turning on the next node, but you'll not have much time either way you choose. Line of sight causes issues with healing and assisting, so a good line of communication is a huge factor in success. The third and fourth time you encounter transformer nodes, there'll be 4 nodes before the gate. Healing becomes even more difficult, so it's a good idea once you reach these more difficult areas to keep on the move and always use good communication. The first node can easily be overwhelmed if a large portion of the group moves too far through, so try and keep from overextending. Note that only one person needs to activate the nodes, so the other 4 can focus on keeping worker drones off of them. After taking down the 4th and final gate, you'll turn left at the fork in the road. You'll find 3 groups of Borg connected to interlink nodes guarding generators. Focus on one group at a time to make things easier. When all 3 interlink nodes are down and the generators are destroyed, the gate to the ground boss, Captain Gerard, will open. Captain Gerard's area contains 2 interlink nodes with attached Borg, one in front of him and one behind him. You'll want to take care of these first. Once they're down, move back to the front and prepare to engage the Captain. An alternative method is to not bother with the rear interlink node until after the boss is defeated. Note that these Borg are on a quick respawn timer, so again, you'll want to work quickly. Captain Gerard has a few deadly abilities. The most devastating of these is an anti-proton laser that can chain between any player within 30 meters. So try and keep at least 30 meters apart from each member of your group at all times. The other 2 abilities are defensive and activate by health percentage. First will be at around 70%, where a group of cover shields will appear and begin randomly rotating around the boss. The other will activate at around 30%, where the Captain drops rotating force field domes that will push players back. After moving back around to the front, it's suggested to pull the boss down the hill a bit, so if the interlink nodes respawn, you won't aggro them as well. Weapons Malfunction works on this boss, so use it whenever possible. If 4 members spread out around the boss, One member can stand at the boss, preferably a science officer with a healing kit and a melee weapon to keep his attention and provide steady damage inside the shields. This fight is all about keeping everyone alive and slowly chipping away at the boss. After he's defeated, speak with the Klingon in the back and prepare to beam up for the final space mission. Once back in space, you'll have the choice of 3 pseudo-Klingon Borg squads from a number of repair bays to help you with this fight. The groups consist of a squad of 3 birds of prey, 2 raptors, or a single cruiser. Any you do not save will be fighting against you. While fighting the ships you didn't save, a group of cubes and probes will also warp in. Deal with these as always, targeting the smallest ships first. Finally, a tactical cube and some of its sidekicks will warp in. You know the drill. But the fight's not over yet. An assimilated Klingon cruiser will warp in and you'll have 30 minutes to bring it down. The carrier is heavily armored and will take a large amount of firepower to kill. Use a combination of debuffs and spike damage to help. Also, the carrier will be throwing out assimilated birds of prey and fighters at you the entire fight. It's suggested that you assign 2 to 3 players to take care of the fighters, while the other 2 players focus on the carrier. This fight may take a while, so buckle in, ready all weapons, and engage. Once again, this has been Jasko from Sanctuary of Wanderhome, bringing you the Hitchhiker's Guide to Star Trek Online, The Cure. Remember, folks, the only real cure to the Borg is lots of lasers and torpedoes.